So this is the 6-year exit strategy for real estate agents, brokers, and teams created by yours truly, DB or David Bruce here in Los Angeles, California. And I'm not sure how you found us, but I'm glad you're here. So I'd like to present here for, say about 8 or 9 minutes, a video that explains what I've put together and what I believe is a rock solid exit strategy from real estate. So please get out a pen and a paper. This video is meant to be an exercise for you. We want you to do a little bit of math because your situation financially is different than mine or anybody else's. We like to use round numbers to illustrate a point. Your results will depend on your level of involvement. And please, when you see this image, write down what your numbers are so that you can calculate that at the end of the exercise. I've been buying and selling since the age of 8, just about everything under the sun. And I got into real estate back in 2010, was identified as a top producing agent and rising agent at Keller Santa Monica. And as of this 2017, about 5 years ago, I aligned with EXP Realty because I saw the technology that they had and the opportunity that they had that really provided for me from a bottom line standpoint and as well as a growth standpoint. I work primarily in Los Angeles with residential estate work, probate, and investors. And honestly, I've been trying to figure out how to retire most of my life. And by retire, I mean have enough money coming passively in that covers what I need and have a little extra too. We all need meaning in our lives by doing something that we're passionate about. And while I'm passionate about real estate, I also am passionate about a lot of other things. And I want to get to the point where money is not a force that keeps me from doing something. I want to pursue my passions. And right now, I'm on that path, and I'd like to share with you a path that might work for you as well. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is me trying to put together a plan for myself and to share it with other people, so perhaps they will join me on this path and see what it could actually do for them. Anything worthwhile takes time and needs to be fed on a consistent basis, and I believe that anyone who actively sells real estate for a living can implement this very simple strategy by already doing what they're doing and supplement your income. So do real estate agents and brokers ever really retire? The joke is, as you probably know, no, they become listless. We're independent contractors. We don't have employers that support our 401ks, our retirement plans. So it's up to us to get a plan together to take care of us and our loved ones for the rest of our lives. According to the National Association of Realtors, the typical realtor is a 53-year-old white female homeowner with some college education, and 62% of all realtors are female, and the median age of all realtors is 58. What does that tell us? It tells us that the median age, they're about ready to retire from in a traditional sense, right? So most agents work for the rest of their lives to just keep paying the bills. And sometimes our incomes are erratic due to market fluctuations, illnesses, personal things going on. So I believe what we need is a plan to actually realize retirement. So what is that plan? Here's what we're going to talk about. Your income and your savings. Brokerage comparison. So you can look at it very simply at a calculator and compare your brokerage with the model we're about to show you and see what the bottom line is and how much extra money you can be putting in your pocket. We're going to introduce you to the passive revenue share, truly a passive income program. Also shareholding and stock growth, which we're going to go into that in detail as well. We want to see you protect your nest egg. Once you have some money put aside, we want to make sure that you realize and see different plans that you can implement to make sure you're protecting that. And then finally, we're going to put it all together at the end of the presentation. So let's just start real simple. Income and savings. We know that there's 2 ways to make money or make more money. Increase your revenue and or reduce your cost. So let's just say, round numbers, you make $100,000 a year. And you're able to save 10%. So that's 10 grand a year. If you do that for the next 6 years, that's 60K. Are you going to be able to live on that? Seriously, I doubt it. Not unless you're living in a third world country on the beach that has an extremely attractive cost of living. So what's your savings goal? Write it down. How much money would you realistically like to save in the next 6 years? Please, take out a pen, write it down. Next, what are your expenses? How can we reduce your costs? Simple 4th grade math tells us that if you want to reduce your costs, your income goes up. It's just simple math. Add up all the things you spend annually on being a realtor. Write down this number. Make sure you include website hosting, lead generation sources, e-fax costs, business cards, educational costs. Pause the video, look up and do some research, and then come back to the video once you've gotten that number. If you already know the number out of your head, write it down and we'll move on. Secondly, how do we increase your income? It's the number one way for you to meet your financial goals. Where would you like your income to be? We would all like to make more money. You know how much money you make a year. And of course, like most people, you want to be able to make more. Question is, does your broker give you tools that minimize your costs while also giving you access to more leads? What if your broker gave you a lead generation website that generated 10 or more buyer and seller leads a day? What if they gave you tools and training and implemented things that helped you increase your income, thereby getting closer to your goals? We want you to look at part 2, which is some brokerage comparisons. So ask yourself, what does my brokerage do for me that can't be replaced elsewhere? I have a calculator that I'm going to show you here in a minute, or you can click, if you're able to click on the link, go to that link, pause the video, punch in your information and about what your brokerage breakdown is, if you're paying franchise fees, what other costs are associated with it. You will very simply be able to see how much more money you could be saving and putting into your own pocket instead of your broker's pocket. Please do the exercise, pause the video, write down that number, and come back to the video. Okay, so this is the brokerage comparison calculator that you can find at davidbruce.exprealty.careers. You're just going to click on this little drop-down menu up here in the calculators, click the first one. And what I've done is I put in the information in here of what, I used round numbers, so you'll just have to go in and try putting in your information that works for you. And then I compared my old brokerage and the splits and the fees that I had with them, and it automatically compares the difference between EXP Realty. So let's just say that you make $100,000 a year. That translates to about $3 million in sales. So that's about 4 units a year, which is the average for most realtors. And then everything in gray is automatically populated for you. You just have to go into the white fields. So you want to add in here any of the other fees and expenses that you had. So for instance, I had a 6% franchise fee with a cap of $3,000, and I was on a 65-35 split. And then down here, you're going to review to see which other different fees are applicable to you. I just had a monthly desk fee of $165. And with that, you just put in all your information, hit the calculator, and it's going to automatically calculate the fees and the expenses and the commissions between the different brokerages. You'll see here that in this situation, 3 transactions actually allows you to cap. And that means that the next transaction over the $16,000 cap due to the company, I'm at 100% on this one, so automatically I'm already making a little bit more money. And I found that the fees were a lot less than what I was paying as well. So it calculates your expenses and your net commission, but and so down here you'll see in my old brokerage at $100,000 with those fees, it was 60 grand. Switching to EXP essentially netted me an additional almost $23,000 in my pocket, which for me it was great. I could pay for my virtual assistant and also still have plenty of money left over. This is an extra calculation which we're going to show you in another video in a calculator. If you introduce, let's just say, 1 new agent to EXP and they're a capping agent, it changes the calculation a little bit. So if that's $2,800 that would be automatically deposited into your bank account, which in this case the difference by switching brokerages and showing another agent the opportunity with EXP netted me 25 grand. Okay, back to the rest of the presentation. So who are we? We're comparing it to EXP Realty, which basically is the future of real estate in my humble opinion, and it's here. We're an agent-owned cloud brokerage, and we have been in existence since 2009. Glenn Sanford is our CEO, a really awesome CEO who I have met personally and spoken with on many different occasions, incredibly approachable, and has been named as one of the top 100 most influential in real estate. The growth in this company has been remarkable under his leadership. So he's been doing this on the online real estate space since early in 2002. And you can pause the video and read a whole bunch of stuff about him. I'm not going to go on and on about Glenn because I love the guy. I think he's awesome, and he's just been an absolute great founder and CEO to us. And there's also Jason Giesing, our president, who stepped in 2013. And from then till now, we have seen explosive growth in the company and awesome leadership coming out of these two and more people within the company. So the old brokerage model was broker branded, broker owned. All they wanted to see was the broker's name out there, and the agents just work for them. But the future of real estate is really what we believe is a paradigm shift in what's happening in the real estate marketplace, where it's not just about the EXP brokerage, but it's really about the broker partner, the agent partner, who are also shareholders. So we own stock in the company. We're agent owned. We have a cloud office. We're not a brick and mortar that you're going to find down on Main Street. We're completely in the cloud, embracing the new technologies that are obviously rocking all of our worlds right now. And we have a revenue share plan, which is the passive income stream that we spoke of earlier, we're about to go into. First to market with disruptive technologies. A disruptive technology is one that displaces an established technology and shakes up the industry, or a groundbreaking product that creates a completely new industry. So remember going to Blockbuster and getting out your VHS tapes, and what happened to Netflix? Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix, and they turned it down. It didn't work out. But now Netflix has far surpassed what's happening because they were a disruptive technology. Same with Amazon versus like Walmart or any other brick and mortar retail sales. We're seeing a major shift in how things are bought and sold in our lifetime. So are you a Netflix or a Blockbuster? Is your broker an Uber or a Yellow Cab? The cloud office is changing the way agents, brokers, and consumers are working together, and it fosters a really great collaborative community, allows for interaction with top professionals around the world. It cuts down expenses, enabling the brokerage to share those additional funds with its agents. And you can do business anywhere you have the internet. Paperless transactions, support staff that's working online, and you can attend sales training and company meetings. So our online community, we have state meetings, we have leadership meetings with the entire company. There's any sort of meeting or educational component that you want to go to is there. We also have live meetings for lunch and learns, or EXP Con, which is where we all come together and share our collaborative knowledge. I don't know if you use Conversion, but it's an awesome website and an IDX, a CRM, and a PPC platform that can generate very easily 10 or more buyer and seller leads every single day, and it's included with the $50 a month fee. We'll get into that in just a minute, the fees. If you've ever had a chance to use this, awesome. It is game-changing. We also have Making It Rain program, where it's a high-quality lead generation program delivering leads to the agents at steep discounts compared to Realtor, Market Leader, Zillow, and Trulia. So you can sign up for your leads, get exclusive leads to you, and it's way cheaper than you're going to be able to pay for leads anywhere else. Over 25 hours of live training weekly. It's also recorded in the cloud for you to be able to watch on demand. So part 3, the passive revenue share. This is, for me, was the cherry on top, so to speak, when I decided to join the company. So every agent is encouraged to share the EXP opportunity and be rewarded for bringing in more agents and increasing their production levels. We're going to take a break, or you can either follow this link, pause the video, use the calculator, and start playing around with it to see how powerful the model is, or visit this other website. I believe that this is the exponential factor in how much you want to earn in retirement, because it really truly is passive income. So do the exercise, write down the number you came up with in the calculator, and then come back to the video. Okay, so back at davidbruce.exprealty.careers, up here in the calculators, you just click on the revenue share calculator, and you'll be brought to here. So what I've done is I've put in some of the same numbers that we had in the previous calculator, because they're pretty applicable for a lot of people. And you sell 4 properties a year at an average price of $750,000, a 3% commission. And let's say, we already saw from the previous video and calculator that one person in your downline will bring in $2,800 passive income. Let's just say, for instance, for sake of argument, each one of those people then introduces one person in their downline. What would that look like? So how that breaks down is based on which level that they're at. Here's your first 2,800, and you'll see that these add up. There's math to it, which we'll show you here in just a moment, but let's just say you go in and you add 5, and you've got one person down below. Watch what happens. Number one, this line jumps exponentially, but look at how these lines jump up too. This is an extra $35,000 a year by having 5 people in your first downline, and each of them bringing in one more person. Let's get crazy, and let's just say 10 people. Watch this. The power of this is really amazing. An extra $89,600 in your pocket just by either bringing on your team, introducing the opportunity at this brokerage to other agents who are entrepreneurially spirited and like-minded. And I mean, it just goes on and on. You can play around with this for quite some time, and I encourage you to do so. And then head over to davidbruce.exprealty.careers and put in your information so I can talk to you a little bit more about this. We'll explain a little bit more about the calculator here as we go back to the video. So the basics of the revenue share, as you probably saw in the video, is we're increasing profits of the company by eliminating the bricks and mortar, and so there's less expense and more to share. And there's 7 layers deep, very common to the Keller-Williams model, except the Keller-Williams model for their it's not revenue share. What do they call it? They call it profit share, right? So the Keller-Williams model for profit share is basically making sure that it's profitable per market center. So if a market center isn't profitable, it doesn't share the profits with the agents, obviously. So all the shares are the revenue share is fixed. It's a fixed income. It's a fixed level of income based on how many people you have in your downline and how many people they have in their downline. So, for instance, if you go back to the calculator and you play around with it, you can see on the first level, if you've got 6 agents, then they're all capping $2,800 is $16,800 a year. And then second level, same thing, 6 agents, but $3,200. You can see that that's $36,000 a year, $3,000 a month. Imagine exponentially what happens when that downline grows. We're in currently 34 states, as well as one of the provinces in Canada with massive expansion potential. Part 4 of our series is about shareholding and stock growth. We became a publicly traded company, ticker symbol EXPI, a few years ago, and not only has the growth of the agents in our company explosively grown up, so has the stock growth. So some of the ways for the way the stock options work is based upon this agent count on the bottom here, you'll see that upon your first transaction of the year, you can get up to 100 shares. And then after you cap, you get up to 1,000 shares. And then if you refer an agent, bring somebody in, you get up to 1,000 shares. Depending on how many agent counts we have, which currently is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2,600 as of January 2017. You can also buy it. We're publicly traded. EXPI. I buy and sell it all the time. I love it. There's also a direct purchase program where 5% of your commission, you can purchase the stock at a 20% discount. And if you are an Icon top producing agent, after capping at your $2.66 million in sales, assuming a 3% commission, you sell 20 more contracts, you can earn $16,000 in the stock. Thank you. This is huge. Honestly, a very low barrier to entry. It's $99 to start, one-time fee, $50 a month gets you website hosting, conversion, 800 line, e-fax, the list goes on. And there's a once a year $420 fee for university educational fee, which comes out of your first transaction. Everybody's on an 80-20 split until they cap, then they go to 100%. No royalty fees, no franchise fees. That's it, other than the per transaction fee for a $25 broker review, $30 E&O. And then for capped agents, it's slightly different. So that's it in fees. Here's some websites if you want to check out to learn more information For sure, since you have seen this video, please visit the one highlighted in blue. If you sign up on that, I'll be alerted via email. I can give you a call or send you an email or send you some more promotional information so we can have a conversation to see if this is right for you. So, 6-year exit strategies, protecting your nest egg. What are some ways that we can do that? Well, we can invest for the long term. You can invest in real estate. That's what we're in, right? Hopefully you're already invested. 401ks and IRAs. Talk to your tax professional to find out how you can affect your bottom line by setting up a retirement plan, even if you're close to the retirement age. I highly recommend reading Tony Robbins' book, Money. It has taught me how to take control of my finances and stop paying my mutual fund broker. It made way more money, both in my 401ks and IRA funds, than I did previously with being in mutual funds. Please do that, and at the bare minimum, look at going into index funds. It will totally affect your bottom line. If you are interested in trading stocks, I'm involved in the Wealthy Investor Program in Los Angeles and New York. They have live meetings once a month. You can learn how to trade stocks and options. I would be happy to give you an invitation the next time they open up for new enrollment. It has been super fun and really an amazing program for me and for a lot of other people. Now, obviously, if you want to protect your nest egg, you can join EXP Realty, and as you've seen through the video, you can increase your income, lower your expenses, participate in passive revenue share, as well as stock ownership. And at the end of your career, one of the things you can consider is selling your business when you're done, or have your team take over and you just keep getting referral fees, as well as still getting the passive revenue share from anyone you've brought into the team, and that goes on for life. So, putting it all together, we talked about savings, lowering your expenses, increasing your revenue. We talked about what's the bottom line number that you found in the calculator by comparing yourself from the brokerage you're currently at and joining EXP. We talked about the passive revenue share income. What's your number? Write it down, add it into this. Stock ownership and growth in both EXPI, as well as if you want to take matters into your own hand and self-direct your own investments. Your investing income, whether it's through real estate or any other online like brokerage accounts, ultimately is going to add up to your retirement dollar. So add all these numbers up that we've been talking about and see, is that enough for you to retire? I think if you put some energy into each of these different places, I believe in 6 years, I'm set. I welcome the conversation to talk to you. If you're waiting for more information, I'm happy to give it to you. I'm sure you probably have a few questions. If you're here in Southern California, let's go have lunch. Let's go have coffee. We'll talk. If you're not anywhere near Los Angeles, we can meet in our virtual office or we can just have a phone call. So call me at the number below at 424-229-1626 or shoot me an email, and I would be happy to speak with you anytime you want. Thanks for watching this video. In gratitude, it's DB. Thanks.